Welcome back to another episode. Today we're going to take a quick look at my favorite market, and that's the semiconductor industry. More importantly, we're going to take a quick look at AMD. The stock price is up over 4% as I am recording this episode, and we're going to take a quick look at why. But more importantly, we're also going to see some recent news affecting the company. So let's get started. Like I mentioned, AMD right now up about 4%. First, I want to take a quick look though at this recent news. On December 30th, AMD announced an update over their Xilinx acquisition. So the Xilinx acquisitions, for those that are not familiar, was supposed to end in Q4 of 2021. Unfortunately, due to the current process right now, they expect the transaction to close in the first quarter of 2022. As they expect, they're still missing some required approvals, I believe, from China at the moment. And they're expected to secure all required approvals by the first quarter. So, I mean, I don't think the stock price, if we take a quick look in the past 5 days, it kind of trended down. I don't believe it's due to that news. I think it's just the over volatility we saw in the market last week. This is an acquisition that I don't believe will be halted or stop. An extra quarter addition to it, I don't think it's a bad step. I can see why certain investors might be a bit worried, especially if I was an AMD investor. I wouldn't worry too much. Again, they mentioned that they expect transaction to close in the first quarter of 2022, so within the next 3 months. Hopefully that doesn't get shifted. If it does get shifted for another quarter, maybe that's when investors should start to really think a little bit about this form of acquisition. If we take a quick look at Xilinx, we can see Xilinx right now in the past 5 days has returned negative 1.6% to investors. It kind of tracks AMD to some extent. We can see today Xilinx price is up about 3.84%. But we can see investors are still excited. I would be a little bit more fearful if the drop after that news would have been bigger, because that was telling me that investors or other people might know something that others don't. But by seeing only a small drop, it tells me that, hey, right now, the acquisition is still in progress and should be expected to close soon, like AMD mentioned. The second news I want to take a quick look at is CES. The conference is happening this week, and AMD will be presenting on a live stream tomorrow, January 4th, 2022 at 10 a.m. Eastern time. So if you are an AMD investor, I definitely would recommend checking the live stream out. Completely free. It starts in about 19 hours. And we get to see all the new products. I know they're going to be talking about their new Ryzen processors, their upcoming Radeon graphics as well. And for those that are not familiar with CES, a lot of other big companies are also going to be presenting in keynotes, a lot in the semiconductor industry. So if you guys want me to take a quick look at any of them, let me know on the comments below. Obviously, I'm going to do AMD, and obviously I'm going to do NVIDIA, but we also have some big players like Qualcomm, Intel, also presenting keynotes at this event. So let me know in the comments if you guys want me to do the video. But before we begin, let's take a listen to today's sponsor. I want to thank The Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. The Motley Fool is a company that provides investing insight and stock recommendations for investors of all skill sets and risk levels. You guys know I love finding new investing tools and resources to help me scout out new growth stocks. And right now I have a discount for one of my favorite services the Fool offers. Through the Motley Fool Stock Advisor services, you get access to a ton of expert stock picks. Every month you'll get 2 new picks that are aimed at growing your wealth and to help you realize your financial goals. Stock Advisor's average stock picks have done amazing returns. If growing your money is something you'd like to do more of this year, you can visit fool.com/Jose Najarro or click on the link below for access to my special offer and decide if the stock advisor is right for you. Thanks again to the Motley Fool, and now onto today's video. The final thing I want to take a quick look at is why AMD stock price is up so much right now. I mean, 4% is big on kind of a quiet day to some extent, but there are reports online that AMD rose due to Goldman Sachs naming this a stock one of its top picks in the semiconductor industry. So obviously that's a big player in the investment analyst world. So when someone like that says something, it kind of creates this form of bullish sentiment. Obviously, since Xilinx price is kind of linked with AMD at the moment, we can see that also trending upwards. At the end of the day, I do believe AMD is one of those stocks to own for the long term of things, but current prices will probably for me be more of a dollar cost averaging, maybe not one to enter all at once, just to the huge growth in valuation at the moment. At the same time, long-term bull, short-term, I'm more of like a short-term bear where I believe the stock price can be very, very volatile. So dollar cost averaging is probably my favorite method. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Take care, have a good day, and see you next time.